So I'm going to finish my reading here because I didn't finish it. On the phone it always takes ages to upload things. I find that quite weird because I had very dark hair in the UK. And when I came here to Ireland, for a short period of time, I had blonde hair. In fact, my first public video on YouTube asking for help for the wild mustangs, I had blonde hair. And then I ended up having reddish brown hair, which is I was very dark brown with reddish bits in it originally. I find that quite funny. And in the UK, I lived at the border of 3 counties, and here I again live exactly at the border of 3 counties. And I was born at the border of 3 counties in Germany. The Queen, and I think this card is not just speaking to me. I think if you're hearing me, you may find this relevant for you as well. The Queen sits in a fiery throne wearing an armor of scales with a fish emblem on the breast. It is the unifying of water and fire, of intuitive recognition and emotional involvement, which affect inner transformation. Her crown of intellectual clarity and expanded perception still bears the nails of the crown of thorns, a reminder of the humiliation and suffering which preceded her transformation. Her eyes are closed in quiet ecstasy. The consciousness is turned inward, and her presence radiates the blessedness of inner peace. The pine cone at the end of the wand symbolizes spiritual growth. The wand held in this position reminds us to ground our self-realization in the earth as well as to allow others to share in it. You have worked on yourself and made progress. It's time to learn how to share this with others. Let your self-realization be expressed in your daily life. How can you share what you have found for yourself with other people? Meditate on the following statement. Learning is finding out what you already know. Action is showing that you know, and teaching is letting others know that they know it as well as you. And the affirmation, I am a radiant being filled with light and love. So I thought about the fiery images, and I looked for the Queen of Wands, and when I picked up the book, the reading thing was at the King of Wands. And when I picked up the cards, the first card that was at the top of the pack was the Princess of Wands. So there's no accidents here. And this is the progression. This is now the earthy aspect of fire, being freed from fear, new beginning, optimism, increased perception. The fear is conquered. The Princess of Wands, naked, open, unprotected, has vanquished the tiger of fear. See, the Fool. It's the first tarot in the set of the tarot cards, the major arcana. It's the soul, stepping off the cliff into life with a bit of wisdom in his satchel and the little doggy following him, his subconscious mind. Her staff bears the symbol of the sun. The feathers on her head indicate her increased perception and sense of justice, which she has gained by overcoming her fear. She dances her ecstatic dance in a huge flame. Beside her, on an altar ornamented with ram's heads, the fire of spring, new beginnings, burns high. The fiery red background symbolizes passion, vitality, and flaming energy. When fear disappears, undreamed of springs of enthusiasm and joy bubble up, revitalizing our lives. Our self-limiting fears The tiger's corpse can be buried and forgotten. Your old fields have lost their power over you. Their dead remains cannot frighten you any longer. Reflect now on your greatest strengths. What's the next step in your life? Find it fearlessly. Learn about ways of transforming fearful feelings. Get involved, for example, in dance, trance work, or ecstatic forms of meditation. My greatest strength is, as I accept my fear, it is transformed into love.